Hello, welcome back to another speed build with Frimlin, and today I'm making a large modern home, and this place is using items from the base game and from the Laundry Day stuff pack. And why did I use the Laundry Day stuff pack for a modern build? Well, basically I wanted to try to see if it could work. I wanted to play around and see if, you know, the pack that was made to be kind of rustic, kind of country chic or whatever it is, could actually work in a modern build. So yeah, I did an ultra modern build, and it's a little bit reminiscent of one that I did with Belguru, a collaboration I did a few months ago now, and that was called Dawn Horizons. So I decided to call this one a Sunset Horizons as a kind of a nod to that build. And like that build, it's underground and it's kind of geometric, and there's actually a lot that you can get away with when you're doing a modern build rather than a traditional build or trying to follow some kind of style. You can experiment around with all different types of things, and it's much more freer and you can have a lot more fun with it. And I definitely had fun building this place because I'm just like, what will I do now? I'll do this. Okay, cool. You don't have to worry about whether it looks okay in the traditional sense. You don't have to follow a particular style. You can just experiment, and yeah, that kind of appealed to me because I've built lots of traditional places recently, or places that have followed a particular style, like the Dutch colonial style, for example. So yeah, I just wanted to try something different. So these rooms are about 8 squares wide by 8 squares long. And why did I make them that particular size? Well, with some experimenting in the past, I found that about 6 by 6 is probably my minimum for a decent sized build. You know, if it's a starter home, I am happy to do much smaller, more constricted rooms because you're on a much more restricted budget. But for a larger house, I like the rooms to be at least 6 by 6, and so I made these 8 by 8 because I wanted them to be a little bit more spacious. Just to kind of, I suppose there's some kind of industrial kind of warehouse feel inside the rooms. They've all got high ceilings. All floors have high ceilings in this build. And so making the rooms a bit more spacious kind of accentuates that feeling. And yeah, I just like spacious rooms because sometimes when the Sims do interactions with each other or with animals, they need a bit of space, and I particularly hate it when Sims will go outside to do their interaction because, you know, they just didn't find enough space inside. So that's why I aim for at least 6 by 6. But I don't want to have just a box, of course, because a boxy room is pretty boring. So these are slightly non-boxy. They're still kind of boxy. I'll be honest, they're still kind of boxy. But I kind of suppose I made them like a bit like a jigsaw puzzle piece. They have little kind of, I don't know how you would describe them, like little knobs that stick out the side. And they kind of fit into each other. I think you know what I mean. But yeah, there's this little 2 by 1 squares, rectangles on the sides of each room, just to kind of, I don't know, it kind of connects the rooms together. It breaks the whole square box thing. It goes with the whole modern style of the building, that kind of thing. Anyway, it's just like I said, it's just me experimenting. So I decided to stick some trees down, and I was going to have a couple of trees just at the very front of the build, but then I decided after a while it would be nice to have a kind of like avenue of trees lining the footpath from the road up to the front door. And you can see some flowers that I placed on the right side there. Basically I wanted like a big block of colourful flowers. I thought somehow that it would look good against the bold, harsh, geometric kind of black and white thing going on with the building. But I changed my mind and I actually removed them, so that's why you didn't see me placing them to begin with. I kind of experimented with it and I didn't like it, so yeah, I just took them out. So you can see me placing that olive tree, that little kind of potted olive tree outside there on the balconies, and I love that little tree actually. On both levels there it's sized up, so it's like double in size, and yeah, it's just again just experimenting around to see what I could do with the laundry day stuff in a modern sense. That potted plant is definitely something that I thought would give a modern feel, and yeah. So here I am in the kitchen, and I was so happy when I got around to actually doing the furnishing, because you know, I love doing the outside, the exterior, and I like thinking about what kind of rooms I'm going to have, but it's not until you actually get into the rooms and start placing the furniture that the real fun begins. And yeah, I think when I was building this room, it wasn't necessarily intended to be the kitchen, but just looking at it, it seemed like a good place for the kitchen in the end. It was kind of long and narrow, and it was on the same level as the front door, which it isn't necessary. I could have placed the kitchen anywhere in the build, you know, because I've experimented, I can do whatever I like, right? But I just thought it would be good to have it on the same level as the front door, and that's where I put most of the kind of living room. So there's the kitchen, which as you can see is also kind of a laundry room as well, and there's the lounge, which is also like it's got a breakfast bar in it as well, right next to the kitchen here, so you can grab your food, and if you don't want to sit at the table and have like a more formal kind of meal, you can sit at the breakfast bar, which I'm just building right now. And yeah, so there's the kitchen, the lounge, and like a more formal dining room, which is also kind of like a music room. And there's a relatively large bathroom to the right here, which you'll see me finishing later on. But on the other levels, the bedrooms, there's the main bedroom upstairs, which has an ensuite and its own private balcony. And then downstairs there's two large bedrooms with double beds and a kids room. And in the kids room there's a toddler bed and a child's bed, but you can change them, you know, depending on your household. You could have two kids beds, you could have two toddler beds, you can have one toddler bed. There's also a couple of cots in there, bassinets as you may call them if you use the term that's used in the game. So it's kind of like a kid's bedroom or nursery or whatever. But yeah, the downstairs bedrooms are very similar to each other. The non-kids bedrooms, the two double bedrooms that are downstairs are very similar. And the reason for that is I basically copied one from one room to the other. It made it a lot faster. And yeah, but you can of course make it more individual or unique depending on your needs. But then the master bedroom upstairs is similar to the double bedrooms downstairs, but it's kind of got like reversed colours. So downstairs we've got, you'll see in a sec, but downstairs there's mostly black furniture, whereas the master bedroom has mostly white furniture. So it seems that there's a significant but small section of my viewers that have motion sickness, and I've tried in this video to not move the camera too much. And basically what I did is I did like a rough placement with the camera in one place, and then later on when I wasn't filming I went in and adjusted it, because there was a few times where I placed things in funny locations while I'm filming, but I just fixed it up again when I wasn't filming. And I'm hoping that this kind of style of doing a speed build is a lot easier on people that have motion sickness. And I mean, I know that it's like a minority of people that are watching that have motion sickness, but it doesn't mean that I can't try to make things a bit nicer for them. And I don't think it's really compromising anyone else's experience. If anyone is compromised in this experience, I tell you it's me, because I like moving my camera around, I like looking at things from different angles, but I'm really trying to train myself not to do that. And this is kind of my experiment. Like I said, you know, I'm experimenting not just in using modern styles and just trying things out in terms of building. I'm also experimenting in terms of filming as well. So download the house, tell me how I've done. I mean, tell me in the comments if you think that I've somehow compromised the build by not moving the camera around enough while I'm building, then yeah, let me know. I really don't think I have, and I don't think that, you know, the building has suffered really from not moving the camera around. I know there's lots of other ways of avoiding annoying people with motion sickness. Like you can do like stop motion shots. My friend Megan Jo, she gave me an example. She actually went to great lengths to show me exactly how it's done, and I was really tempted to try it out. And it looked fiddly, but actually one of the things I was really good at when I was a game designer was doing lots of really fiddly things over and over again. So I'm not bothered about fiddliness to create something that is going to look good at the end. And I might try this kind of stop motion filming that she was showing me, but I just wanted to try something a bit like what I was already doing. So it's a bit like normal building, but just not moving the camera. And yeah, I also did lots of really tight editing with this build. After I sped the build footage up to 500% normal time, which is, you know, basically it's going past 5 times faster than the actual building took, I ended up with about 50 minutes of footage. So yesterday, which was Thursday, I sat down for a number of hours and I edited and I edited and I edited and I took out loads and loads of footage, and I was actually really shocked because I went down from about 50 minutes of footage, like I said, to around about 18, 19 minutes. And I mean, that's a drastic reduction. I mean, yeah, I'm losing about 30 minutes. And I tell you, I didn't remove anything that you needed to see. I mean, you're still seeing every piece of furniture being placed as it was. I have not removed any of that. It was basically my camera moving in between shots, me looking at things and thinking about things, me kind of spending ages deciding on exactly which item I wanted. And yeah, I just decided that, well, for a start, I didn't want to have a video that was 50 minutes long. That's just way too long for a speed build, I reckon. I've done speed builds that are about 40 minutes before. Maybe some that are a bit longer, I don't remember without actually looking them up. But yeah, it's the biggest problem I think I have with big speed builds is that when I've finished all that editing, when I've gone through and edited, I can feel like my soul is crushed. And so the trouble with that is that when it comes to actually recording the commentary, I feel like, I don't know, jumping off the balcony, I feel awful. And I am quite an expressive person, and so when I do commentary, if I'm not in the right mood for it, my emotion completely spills out in the commentary and people will pick it up. So I don't want to do big speed builds anymore, and I will edit until they're small. And so yeah, that's what I've done with this place. And I hope you like it, I really do. I have never been someone who says things like, I really like this, but I like aspects of this build. I'm trying really hard to say things like this. I'm trying harder to allow myself to be nice to myself every now and then and to kind of appreciate my work. But just know that it's really tough for me to do this, but I like aspects of this build. I did actually for a while think about moving my main Let's Play family. That's the Angel and Alien family with Ruby and Bran and their alien hybrid kids. I thought about moving them in here, but because I restricted myself to just one stuff pack, it's not as detailed as the house they have now. For example, it doesn't have a sauna, it doesn't have a massage room, it doesn't have lots of different things that their house does. And so though there are aspects of their house that drive me up the wall, like the Dutch colonial roofs, I think probably it's better that they stay in that place. Anyway, yeah, I like the build. Whoa, so hard to say it. I hope you like the build too. Anyway, here is the video tour. So there you have it, a 4-bedroom modern house which sleeps about 8 people, so that's 3 double beds, kids bed, toddler bed, and if you like an extra 2 babies as well. It comes in at around 230,000 simoleons, or just over, and you can find it on the gallery under my Origin ID, which is Frimlin, just like my username. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back for another speed build or perhaps a let's play. Anyway, take care and goodbye.